Good evening to everyone. I hope everyone well, and I wish you to be fit and always in a good mood. And today, want to discuss some really serious matter like suicide. Yeah, I hope you one of them who quite positive and have everything well in your life, but still some people, not even some, like a quite huge segment. If you just read the statistic, they feel about to commit a suicide, and it's really really terrible. So if you one of that person, so I hope it will be useful for you and you might feel some kind of release. And okay, to that discussion we will come back a bit later, and now I'll give you like a short description of the video of what I'm doing. So still try to motivate like you for doing exercises. Really really late already, it's closed, and I just begging for open a gym for training because I had a super strong addiction and I need such hormones for be happy, positive, well, and motivate, inspire other people. So like super important for me, and usually I'm okay with persuading people, or at least think so. So what time is it? About I don't know, like 10. I left 10 something, whatever. So same, I done the cycling 15 minutes as a warm-up, and it's okay. And I done a little bit of stretching, now recording video, do warm-up for the legs. So basically today we'll do the legs training, and for my plan is to do like 4 exercises, 4 sets each, about 10 reps. Really basic, really simple, nothing super special. So yeah, if you somewhere in the gym or at home or whatever, just joining in, you can do the squats by yourself at home, or you can take a backpack and use it like an extra way, or so on, and we can do it together. So I'll decide to do a bit longer rest for have enough power between sets for make it better and so on, because if you not take enough rest, you're still out of breath and you make exercises not right and your technique is very weak. So perfectly what you can see on my example, still some exercises do not really correctly and technique not so well, but still always do the best, and each training getting better and better. So some old videos I recorded like this one, I can see all of my mistakes and can see the improvement later. So okay, I done it finally, I realized. And best way to learn on your own mistakes. So whatever you've done a mistakes, it's really important to realize you was wrong, and yeah, and to move forward. And if you can improve it, it's like really really great. So yeah, we fight for the improvements. And yeah, it's harder work is better. So I don't know, I like to train like hard enough, even when I cannot. For example, like now I'm really exhausted after the work, but I have my plan for do my workout and I do it. So basically same when I have a plan about my business or project or whatever, I stick to the plan. Whatever happen, or I not feel well, I'm not in a good mood or whatever, feel down, if it's happened, usually not so often, mostly I just try to be like a super positive to like literally anything, and I still stick to the plan, I still do it. Okay, I have no time for the meeting, and I just try to do my best, always like working on 200%. And basically what I noticed, like all of the things I planned, all of the stickers I put on my fridge, on my wall, I completed. So okay, I do it one, second one, third one. So I have like a lot of papers on the wall with things what I need to complete, and I complete it one by one. Sometimes it's not so easy, sometimes have enough time for sleep, sometimes you're too tired and really not happy about that, but I know when I will reach the point when I done it, I will be closer to my next aim and so on. So always moving forward, and yeah, it's where we're moving. So if it will be like motivate at least one person decide to get up from a sofa and go to do some workouts, it will be just great. Or it shouldn't be just a workout, it's just an example. So at least to move to the position you want to be, to move to the place you want to be, whatever, it will be just great. Even if one person will be inspired by it, it will be awesome. And yeah, what about suicide? Yeah, it's pretty sad story, but as I said before, probably I mentioned a few times already in other videos. So I was a volunteer, like a listener and a coach, and I done different kind of charity works. When I travel around the world, I travel really a lot, and yeah, you can check my traveling videos as well, so you can see not always it was so easy. And I'm just regular person, have same problem like everyone, and sometimes feel down from all of the troubles what happen and so on. But it's not a reason for stop this wonderful experience what called life. It's all experience, good and bad, like what happened to us, and it doesn't matter actually. But what is really matter, it we are who decide what way we are living. We are decide what reaction to have. So what doesn't matter what actually I mean, it not really matter what happened to you, it's really matter how you react on it. You know, some people they always have a positive reaction to everything or neutral, and some people have a negative reaction to everything, even if it's not have sense. And I think it not because we're born with that, it's just an automatic reaction. So if you a little bit familiar with psychology, if not, just read some basic articles, read some I don't know, books, like even with a short description, or watch some videos, lections, anything. Yeah, by the way, if you're interested in, I can make another video about, so just leave a comment and so on. Of course, who disagreed with some certain information, yeah, just write it down, don't be shy. I'm pretty open to any critic, and of course I might be super wrong, it's my personal opinion, but I just based on my own experience and experience other people I know, but still it works for me, it's worked well, and it worked like for some other people to who I done some treatments. So yeah, I just really glad to share the experience, and I will be really happy if it will be helpful for you. So your reaction to certain things is really important, and if you will teach yourself always react positively, it will be just great. And you know, all of our depression, it starts from a small thing, was just collect every day. We collect it every day, no one else, no one push us and said, okay, collect the negative emotions for make a negative imprint later, what like a pyramid growing and bend it and make it worse and worse. So basically we do it, so we in charge and decide to make it better or worse, and it means so we can change it, and it's just wonderful. So if you have such things like you're driving and you're mad on the people around and you're not happy with your co-workers and so on, because yeah, I start from really far away as usual, and step by step I get closer to the point. It's, let's say, like some kind of NLP techniques, and someone familiar with neuro-linguistic program and whatever. But basically I just try to be more clear and transfer my thought better to our audience. So yeah, I'm pretty clear with everything what I'm saying, so nothing to hide about it, just might be a small piece of useful information for you. And yeah, so what just talking about, so it's just a kind of different of programming. You can program you to be more happy, you can program you to be more success, you can program you to be more joyful and so on. And if you see your reaction is negative mostly, so okay, make some notes, put a lot of papers in your pocket, so when you put your hands in your pocket you find a paper where write like stay positive. Same like monks, they put different rings and robes with bright colors like a reminder of positive thinking and so on. And yeah, again, I didn't finish work and I wake up early in the morning and I have like a lot of stuff to sort it out, and I work in gym what I really hate to do, but I have no choice. Sometimes we thought we have no choice, and yeah, it's like we in a corner where there's no way out, but it's always have a solution. But sometimes we really don't like a solution, and that's why we're not thinking a certain way. So yeah, I still exhausted, hungry, come to the gym, do my workout, do the work in the same time, what's not really good because I'm supposed to focus it on what I'm doing. So yeah, if you want to get a good result, if you want to go to gym and training hard and grow the muscles better, so it's better to focusing on what you're doing. Same if you're working, focus it on your work, your project, you're drawing, you're making music. It doesn't matter, you architecture. So yeah, it's better if you really focus on it. So now I will show you not as the best example. It's mean I still have a really huge weight for growing up, but yeah, I always do my best and have no choice. And only solution I found, okay, stick to it and keep going. So reprogramming is help you really a lot. Some people they more sensitive and some people less sensitive. So a certain amount of people they really easy for being suicide state, unfortunately, and especially people who live in the big cities, because it's really a natural way of living. What it called one of the really interesting experiment what make a really big discussion. Oh my god, I forgot the name. 25 Genesis 25. I'll find it later. Anyway, if someone interested, I can make another video about it. So it was I read about it like long time ago, a few years ago. It was experiments on rats, where they was in artificial environment with everything, have what they need, all of the food and so on, and basically they go to degradation because they not go and fight their food, they stop to develop themselves, so they have everything they need and everything just fell down and come to total degradation. And if we talk about a suicide, so when we live in a bit unnatural way, we increase this percentage. And if you're one of the person who like more sensitive, yeah, it's a big trouble. So if you stay in the countryside or in the mountains environment where everything more calm, relaxed and slow lifestyle, so it's really small people might be complete suicide there. So mostly it's no chances, or mostly it's more technogenical cities like let's say Tokyo or Singapore, and mostly really sensitive people is a young age until 18 or 20, when its mentality is still developed and mental health is not such stable. Of course, it have a different people, some kids with more stable mentalities than adults, but still. So we just based on a majority of statistic. And for some people it's really enough just have a little bit problem with the parents and a little bit of pressure from the teachers and siblings in school, and it's done. For example, I've been in Singapore, most of the roof is open or is closed, because a lot of people just jump on it, but still who want to, they can jump even from a balcony, same like in Tokyo. But let's say if you go from there to KL or Bangkok, a lot of roof is open, so you can go there for see the nice city view and so on. So if you let's take some places in China, big cities, it's really high percentage of suicide, but if you go to the village or countryside or whatever, it will be like 0 cases. So your environment is really important, and your environment also about the people who around you. It's really important to have people who can support you. I listen like a million stories, and yeah, some people they really bad, like have raping cases, they lost everything, stay on a street, and like let's say wife make a fraud case on the husband, take everything, keep him out. I heard a million story, and I stopped doing that because it's really hard. It seems like you take someone person problem on yourself, and afterwards you have to live with that as well. It's really difficult. I understand that people, it's not an easy life, but if life will be too easy, it will be not interesting. So just imagine you have everything you need to do anything, so it will be total disaster. It will just degrade. I don't know, you will have for sure a lot of extra way, you will not want to do anything and so on. Yeah, I met some rich kids what actually it was just a kind of coaching suggestion, because they don't want to do anything, not interested in anything, because the parents provide like literally everything, and they just playing games or phone all day long, or just watching movie, don't want to do anything. But parents, they just fight for it. They fight for create a good business, and they want to be their kids be like same they are, like business sharks and so on. And they don't have this feeling, they don't have this will. It not only about education, it's what environment make a huge influence on us. For example, stem cells have reaction of environment, and they can become to anything like bone, fat, joint or muscle, whatever, depends from the environment. Same, you make environment for your body, for your cells. So basically you talk to the anatomy language. So if environment want you be more stronger, more fit, more faster, your body will get a certain response to your training. It will be well, it will be fit. But if you are not, nothing will happen, nothing at all, I would say. Body will stay the same. And how body works is always wanna save energy, don't wanna spend any extra energy. So it's like no needed, because it's only based on survival. Yeah, and think about that. Our body mostly just focused on surviving, reproduction, and still many people like want to complete a suicide. So yeah, maybe I'll do another video about and provide more details and how easy some people are. You can read about some experiments after Second World War, and like MI6 and British intelligence, what wasn't proof, what they make kind of hypnosis to the people, and they did or whatever. Really interesting documentary film called The Blue Whale, when like what's it called? It was a character was named Memo, a cartoon character, and man, psychopath, he was manipulating the kids, give him a test, and the final one was just complete suicide. But total madness, like it's really difficult for believe some people do it, but it was so success. But on my opinion, it was just experiment of some like maybe KGB or whatever, who knows, we never will know the truth. But the fact what it was complete, it's just amazing. And Second World War, like a lot of people to be heroes, they just break the airplane or so on, they just hit the enemy and blow everything up, and take a grenade and just lay down under the tank and so on. And it was so many cases, so even was made it it was made a document for stop doing that, because the airplanes, it cost a lot, so we need to save the airplanes, so people not do that. So was shown like a lot of heroes was really happy to complete a suicide. And it's not only in Russia, basically in the same in Japan. Like some soldiers, he was impressed of how some soldiers crazy are. So basically it's really deep topic, and we can discuss it for quite long, but better we come to the solution of the problem. So this experience called life, you get it maybe just the once, so why you not feel full completely? And it's amazing, you have all of the spectrum of feelings, good and bad, so you can be sad and joy, and without a plus and minus, so you cannot realize the difference. So if everything always good, you don't know how it's to feel sad, you know. So it's fine if you just go down a little bit. So it's life, it's always about go up and down. And many success people, they lose their businesses many times, they've been bankrupt and fail. But without failure, you will not get this experience what will help you to rise up. And it's like pretty normal. And look on animals, you will not find the animals who like complete a suicide. So if you watch I don't know, National Geographic or any wildlife channel, it was a discussion before, like let's say gazelle, they come to the river with crocodiles, and all the gazelle come and they suicide themselves and so on. Or sometimes small weak not gazelle, bisons, they also sacrifice their life, but in reality is not. So basically reality is the species, they know who is the weakest one or oldest one, and they just push them to the water, give to the crocodiles, and after when crocodiles feed, they can drink your water. Really simple and really harsh. Same animals, they can smell what's the weakest kid, and if some lions come closer or any other predators, dangerous animals, they usually sacrifice the weakest species from them, weakest, let's say, kids and so on. So basically no one wanna suicide our program for surviving, and if you have such problems with your program of surviving, so probably need to restore the settings. It's the right time. So mostly all of the animals, they don't have such problem, only the people. And sometimes it's enough really small things for unshake you. And your girlfriend left you, don't see any reason to leave and so on. Or some man said 35 years old and he never saw a woman who really liked him and he seems alone forever. But in another case, you have many people who met in the 40s and after 40s. So try to always look on a positive thing. So maybe you still didn't find the right man, right woman or whatever, and it means it's better you not do anything with that woman what you met before, and just be yourself. Some people just try to fake it or try to copy someone and get even more miserable after the fail and so on. So just work on it and develop yourself in different kind of action. I mean, you develop yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, if you can, of course. And for sure, if you get on a certain level, more women will want to stay near you, or more men's wanna be near you and so on. It's some people said, oh, I'm really bad in literally everything and no one like you and so on. But when you make a really simple example, okay, just stop any person on the street and ask him they don't like you? Of course not. If you're super bad in anything, okay, can you take your glass of water and drink it? Yeah, you can. You can find a million examples. So it's not true. If you have let's say kind of bad luck in everything, and sometimes its hands really go down, bad jobs problem everywhere, arguing with the parents, whatever, can be anything, business loss, no money, and think oh, I'm unlucky, literally and anything, but still you're in a good health, your mind is clear, you can create something else and start again, no problem with starting again. Some people, let's say Steve Jobs, you can find hundreds of people, they start not even once, and many of them, they lost everything. But it's not about to give up, it's about to start again and working harder, and now you get more experience. So it's just the ability to see the solution. So the main idea, just never give up. And I know when people feel really bad and they have in completely different state of mind, so everything I said, it will be not work well until you restore. So I cannot say you clearly, okay, let's do this one or that one or whatever. You decide, and you have a free will. So you are the person who in charge for change something, and this changes is up to you. So you can change and move forward. That's it. Once I done a speech in a prison. I've been a volunteer in a prison, and I was really difficult to talk, because when you see these people and it's no sparks in the eyes, and some have a life sentence, some have 10 years, and it's really harsh, and they stay in a really harsh condition. Prison somewhere in Europe, it will be like a 5-star hotel. And for inspire the people, for motivate them, it's really difficult. But still, some people who have a chance to use it, they might get out in 10 years or so. But imagine people who have a life sentence, they supposed to stay there for life, and it's difficult, and still some people, they try to stay positive, try to live their life, enjoy it and so on, or look for spiritual growth, read the books and so on. And in these examples you see, wow. Or disabled people, I met a lot of disabled people, and motivate like someone who cannot walk. It's really difficult. But still, when I was a listener, when I ask people like, do you have something for easy? Yeah. You have a house? Yes, I have a house. You have work? Yeah, I have work and stable income. Yes. And still they think about suicide, and many people don't have all of that. I know it's not only about do you have everything what you need or not, it's about a mental state. So just change your mental state, because if you change it to this position, you only one person who can swap it back. So just turn it back. Really harsh cases when people just quit using drugs and they feel really down. But what is useful things, if you, I don't know, in some case you decide for stop this wonderful experience with name life, yeah, you can be useful for someone and you don't know what will be afterwards. And yeah, I said a lot of things about religion, actually against religion, because it's make us separate, but for some people it might be helpful. And if it's helpful for you, yeah, why not use it? You can use literally any tools possible. So if any religion will be helpful for you, yeah, just use it, go to it. And yeah, let's say you decide to stop everything just right now, yeah. And if you didn't done it yet, so probably you will not do it again. What proof? Because people who really into it, they do it quite spontaneously and quick, and unfortunately they was success. So then, let's say you not believe in reincarnation, but I like works of Dr. Kingsley. You can read it, quite interesting proof. So let's say you will be born again. You will born again, don't remember anything, and you will be live the same life and maybe make the same mistakes. So why not complete this experience completely? And I don't know, let's say you have a 100-year life and now you are 40 or 50 or whatever, yeah, you still have like let's say 50 or 40 years of life. Imagine how much things you can do in 40 years, yeah. You can create a family, grow kids, you can make any business or even 2 or 3 businesses, a lot of time, yeah. It doesn't matter what age you are, how much things you can do. I want to make some like other video about some people, they're not really famous, but the things they done is like really inspire me, and it's something like wow. So of course, like people know the owners of the big brands and so on, and most famous writer, but still some people who not such famous and quite difficult to find any information about. But yeah, some stories is really amazing, and I met a lot of people, and I'm always glad to share their life stories, especially some success people. And you know, everyone have troubles. It doesn't matter if you see some really rich man on a Ferrari, it doesn't mean he never had a problem, he never was bankrupt. Some people, they said they literally will stay on the street and stay in a mosque because they have no food, no nothing, and they start to do the things again and again, working really hard until they get everything what they have now, you know. And it's really everything possible. If someone done, you can done it also, you know. If someone can walk, you can walk as well. So let's say you have I don't know, I wish you have quite a long life, yeah. So approximately, I don't know what your age are. So let's say if you are age 50 and you think you cannot do anything and you don't have anything left, whatever, and everything is finished, and you want to finish everything, so why not to be a volunteer? You can be really useful to some people, and many organizations need a volunteer. As I said before, I travel a lot. I've been a volunteer for many things, and it's kind of feelings give you released, you know you're useful for some people, and some people really appreciate it. And there's feelings what you I don't know, it's impossible to describe. So imagine with 1 year how much you can do, how much people you can help, how much people, you can make it happier. You can be really useful, and to be useful for people trust you, people need you. It's really helpful for people who have a treatment after using the hard drugs. I mean, like heroin or methadone. Basically, this big story about the methadone, because it was created for heroin addict people, for try to get rid of it, but basically it make it even worse. So yeah, I talked to some of them, and they said it's like a really bad experience, and so it's like to finish the life, it's really often. But to find yourself, to see what you might be needed to someone, it's really important, and this switch your mind completely. And it was really helpful for many people, so it means it might be helpful for you. So if you don't see any reason for stay here anymore, so find that reason, or ask someone to find for you. So it's really important for aim. So have your goal. But unfortunately, in our life, we have a big problem with making a choice. So some people, they have no goals, they're just living and they are fine. But if they are fine, no problem. In this video, we're discussing people who want get something more, who want be better, who want develop themselves, who want be more successful, who want make the memory better, be more smart, more fit, more healthy. And it's everything is possible. I saw some people in yoga who was like had quite harsh injuries, and in a few months they walking, even running, was really good looking, and like few months earlier you will not believe like it was the same person. So it's mean where they float your energy, so you can put your energy in any direction, so where it floats it give a certain effect, so why not use it? So yeah, about be useful for someone, you can do a lot of things, and not only charity, and really good for change of focus from your miserable state when you just stay home and like no one likes you, no one love you, whatever you're thinking. You can change to it. You can, let's say, focus on your own business, or if it's not business, I don't know, depend what you like. Maybe you like sculpture or drawing or making music. It can be anything. Building, you can maybe open a construction company. So because different people, they have like different kind of interests. Maybe you're interested in dogs, you can make like dogs hotel, or making new breeds or whatever. Yeah, you can make some really cool project and work on it and work really hard. It will be focusing on you on something you really like. Yeah, so it's really important to find that thing what you're passionate about. So it can be anything, because many people, they like different kind of things, like stay in different place. Some people would like visit more mountains or more forest or so on. Yeah, another thing, go to the nature. It's really helpful as well. So if you can go to some countryside with a slow life living, it's really helpful, or can go to the forest. I know some people, they was suggested in Russia, just go and stay in the wild for some time, and it's come back such feelings of life when you need to get the food and so on, and come back the taste of life. Because when you stay in a state of comfort, like a lot of things lost the sense. But when you go to the hiking for a week time, you will appreciate the simple things like a shower and a soft bed, and when you just can get water when you want and order food or whatever. Everything's so convenient. You don't need to run and try to catch your food, for example, or not try warm you up for make fire, what sometimes might be difficult if it's rainy and so on. So go out of comfort zone. It might be really useful. And if you with some reason get such terrible state for commit suicide, maybe it wasn't a purpose. So maybe your subconscious mind made this purpose. So just use it. You can make a newborn. So okay, if you wanna finish that life, you think, okay, that's it. I don't wanna stay here anymore, and okay, I'll complete it with any reason. I don't know, like punish your parents or teachers or co-workers, just complete suicide. It will be really stupid, because after certain times they will forget it anyway. So it's only person who will have a big minus from it, it's only you. So what about to make a newborn human? So it's another technique. You just in one day you make your own funeral in your apartments, whatever. You can make any ritual you want, depending from your beliefs and preferences. And next day you born to another person. So just stay and think about who you wanna be now. So you will born again. So you don't need to go through all of the samsara, and not many people go beyond birth and death. So you're not really sure what is there. But yeah, it's really interesting to know. So many people, they do a lot of spiritual practicing, like meditation and lucid dreams, and they try to see the energy and so on, for be there and see what is there. So basically we make it really simple. You just decide, okay, so tomorrow I have a birthday, I will born like a new person who will be always happy, joy, positive. So you can give any features you want. So it's your choice. So now you are the creator, you are the leader, you are decide who this person will be. So basically you are. So you give a birth to yourself. So let's say it will be successful, always positive, in a good mood, full of energy, with certain habits, like certain kind of music, like certain kind of food, like to do certain things and have a certain hobbies and so on. So now let's say you might make changes. Maybe you will change your music preferences if you want to, or food preferences, or let's say before you prefer stay home, and now you let's say you love to travel and visit new places, and before you listen music and now you prefer more read books or whatever. It can be anything. You can create it. You can stay near the mirror, you can program yourself, and you're born again, and you're born a new person. You can even give your new name. For now it's no problem. You can go and register it and change your name if you want to, if it's go too far. Yeah. With many cases you might change the name. It's difficulties in pronunciation, you have bad memories to your name, so it can be literally any reason. You can find any reason and you can change it. So many creative people, like actors or writers or whatever, they have like stage name. But some people, they famous and they really struggling from additional attention. But some people, they really like jump into another person, and they said, okay, I'm artist, I'm another person already, so that's why I give another name. And yeah, it's many explanations. So different artists, they give a different explanation why they use a stage name instead of the real name. But still, you can make a stage name for you with some name what you're really comfortable with, you really like, and you're a new person, just do it. And yes, if you are a person who really look for the solution, so probably if you somehow find this like super unpopular video, you are interested to find the solution. So you can find like 10 other different techniques online. Just type it. It's many different exercises, many videos, many speech and lections, how to get back from that state, how to come back to normal state. And now you have a really great experience. I'll give you an example. So sometimes I go to deep meditation, and you come to the stage where you face all of your fears and you face all of your negative thoughts and so on, and it's such a terrible state to be in. It's just impossible to describe. It's everything what you fear, everything you don't want to happen, everything what you don't want to touch or feel or sense, that everything's come to. It's kind of test, or I don't know what it is. I had such experience a few times, and it's really difficult for step over it. And after, when you come back to normal state, when you can just sit and nothing happen to you, you can just lay down, and you can lay down and nothing happen to you. It's just like best moment what can happen with you, and you are like so glad you can just walk normally with normal feelings, or run or do your normal things, and nothing bothering you. And like all of your fears what was collected maybe from previous life or childhood or whatever, everything what is disgusting to you, everything what scare you, you saw, and you now in a normal state. It's just wonderful, just great. So same when you know the difference, when like all of the colors not attracting anymore, and food not smell the same, and life it not taste the same as before, and you don't want it anymore, and you like want stop everything, and then you make a newborn and you come back to the previous one, you can see like a huge difference of it. So you may have a experience what other people don't have, and you can use it, and for sure it might boost you motivation, boost your inspiration way more higher than others, because they don't know through what you just step over it, and probably they don't need to know. It's like might be your personal story, your personal secret. So yeah, you just think about few years to commit a suicide, but just think how stupid it is. So some people they stay in a negative state, negative thoughts, like few hours a day or all day. So let's say 1 hour a day they think about suicide, and 1 year it's 360 hours, or let's say 300 hours they think about suicide. So it's not the best thing we can do. Imagine for what we can spend 300 hours during the year. Or bad memories, many people have bad memories, fears, habits, whatever, and how much time you spend on it. Or let's say you have a bad thoughts from bad memories or whatever, like half an hour a day or hour a day, but usually people spend way more, like 2 hours a day. So at 100 hours per year. So imagine you struggling, you scare yourself, you make yourself feel miserable, you make yourself like literally you torture yourself, and it's hours and hours, and it not someone just put a gun to your head and said, okay, now you think only about the negative things, or now you think only about suicide. That's it. No one put a knife to your neck and said, okay, now you will be feel down. That's it. You do it by yourself. You do it by your thought. And what I mentioned before, we just done it automatically, because our mind create everything to automatic process for not spend more energy to it. So anything like a negative thinking or positive thinking, thinking about something positive or thinking about something negative, it might become an automatic process after 1 month or so on. So just you should be really careful about what you're thinking for, what you're thinking, and you should be really careful what your feelings. You should be really careful what you're focusing on. Basically, in many religious books, it's mentioned in a different way, but the meaning absolutely the same. So you in charge of your thought, and you in charge of what you're doing, what you're creating around you. And if you start to struggling for it, so it's only one person who done it, it's you. So basically it's only person who can sort it, it's you also. And it doesn't mean it's impossible. Nothing impossible, everything impossible. So if you believe everything possible, you're right, you can do it. But if you believe everything impossible, it means you will not able to do anything, and you put yourself in a really I would say unpleasant position. So what I just try to say, if you are still alive, you are still watching this video, somehow you found it, who knows how, It means everything not so bad with you. It means you have a lot of opportunity for turn to something better. Just make a small research, search online a bit, can find 100 of exercises, relaxing videos, meditation help a lot of people recovered from deep stress, not only from suicide thought, even from habits, by doing meditation. It's mean you need to stop to not doing something. If everything bad and you don't do anything and nothing happen, nothing change, it's mean in the future will nothing change also. It's mean for change something need to do something for it. So it's mean time to take action. And again, the only person who can do it is only you. No one can do it for you. And suggestion, so basically you are the person who supposed to start ask like fundamental questions, of question of where it come from. So instead of just being a negative thinking, in negative state of mind, and just struggling from how you are miserable and everything like so bad and you like is the worst person in the world and so on. Instead of that, try to figure out, try to analyze from where it come from. Just make it long. If you're thinking hundreds of hours about some stupid situation, what happened with you and put you down, so just analyze where it come from and what will be after. So if you change it, what will be after? So if you change your thoughts, let's say, yeah, it's million techniques. Maybe I can share some later on if you're interested too. So if you, let's say, stop thinking about that, what will happen next, and so on. Try to think about solution, what you can do in these circumstances, what solution you can find. Start to think, okay, what you can do, what you can change. And really important to ask a question. So ask more and more question about, for instance, okay, what I can do, what can help me, or who can help me, in what way I can do it. If that person will not help me, who else can help me? If this information will be not help, what other information will help? What exercises might help me? What technique might I use? It's, for instance, it might be anything, because some people, they just struggling of bad style living, or they staying with no money for a long time with some reason, or they was firing, or maybe not in the best health condition. I've been volunteer like for some special people, and you know, it's like really sad, I would say, to come and see that people, but still they, I wouldn't say they're stupid or something, they understand everything. And you know, that thing they understand, they not like everyone, you know, it make you so painful, and your heart start working like 5 times harder, because this realization, it's really tough. And they try to do their best, they try to get a job, and they know they're not so smart like others, and they have a problem. They see the things differently, they think differently, and they know they're not like others. They cannot remember the same information, they cannot see the same things, they cannot move in the same way. And still some of them, they try to find them like in a drawing, make a sculpture. Some of them working like in the shops or in a delivery or whatever, and even they not give up, you know, with a really serious like mental problems. They not give up, they do something. Or let's say Paralympic, yeah, everyone probably saw Paralympic games. It's a really great example of people who not give up. And some people like have like literally everything and said, oh, I don't want to live anymore because my parents don't understand me and I should punish them, whatever. It's million reasons actually, and some reasons I would say is really valuable. And one woman was said like she was raped and so on, and she stayed in really strict cultural tradition. So if she not a virgin, she never can have kids or family or whatever. And if someone will knew, it will be a big shame and so on, and she won't just complete suicide and so on. So I hope you're not in the same position, never will be. But some cases is really hard and serious and difficult for deal with that, but still it doesn't mean it's don't have a solution. Always have a solution. Okay, you got such bad experience, yeah, but okay, just don't give up. You can start a new life. Okay, it was in the past, so it's past already, and will be future, the good future, and this future you choose. So basically you decide what will be there. So you make a program. You're a programmer who create your own future. So if it's necessary, you can change a town, you can city, you can even change a country, you can change your job, you can change the people surround you. So it's anything what put you down, and anything what make you feel so bad, you can change it. So just think about what you need to change and what no need to change. So what you need to do for get rid of it, and what you no need to do what get rid of it, what will be helpful for you or not, and find not 5 or 10 topics, try to find 20 examples. And only you can know, because we all unique and we have all unique situations. So no one know better than you are. So no one will give a better suggestions than you are can give it to you. It's only think about ask the right questions, and as more questions you will ask to yourself, it's better. Don't be afraid to be a crazy guy and talk to yourself, or crazy girl. Okay, talk to yourself, ask a question, talk to yourself in the mirror. Said you now start a new life, and now you are happy, now you're okay, now you are confident, now you feel good finally, and you feel not good, you feel great, you feel better and better, and everything is awesome, and you're ready to the new life. You give yourself a newborn, and now it's everything will be different. So now you have a really happy joy life with the people you want to see. So just create a really cool picture in your mind, what you wanna do, where you wanna be, how it's supposed to be. So make the visualization. Visualization is a really powerful technique. So you can create a movie, picture, cartoon, whatever in your mind. How it's supposed to be, how you want to live your life, what you want to feel, and fulfill it with the whole spectrum of emotions and feelings, and really helpful. Also you can watch such film like a Secret, or what it called, How Deep the Rabbit Hole, but it's a bit limited, I would say, by information, but for the beginning it will be quite good. And I can give you a suggestion of 100 books for the read, but still much easy. Just talk to yourself, ask yourself questions, and try to find a solution. So it's mean to shift your mind to work in a certain direction, just to move in a certain direction. That's it, and you can make huge changes. You can become completely new person. So some people, they make like such huge transformation. Let's say you see the person who always slow and lazy, slow talking, like let's say 100-kilo woman and so on, and after 6 months she just training hard, lose all of the extra weight, and now she, let's say, 60 kilo, really good looking, fit, have full of energy, her speech is different, your energy level is different, people will feel it, and it's a huge difference. You will be like completely a new person, and you can be a new person, you can be anyone, you want to. So it doesn't matter who you want to be, you need to decide, and you can be this person. And why you don't want to stay and enjoy this wonderful life? It's a really great experience with all spectrum of feelings you can get every day. Okay, so probably I always talk too much. Maybe some people like it, and now it's time to get back and take a rest and start a new day tomorrow again. So be well, be healthy, especially mentally healthy, and I'll see you on the next training.
I said I'm moving too far.